Hello, friends. The Catholic Church of the United States has designated this past Sunday, November 7th, to this coming Saturday, November 13th, as National Vocations Awareness Week. And I think we all know vocations comes from the Latin voco, vocare, meaning to call. And there's an American theologian, Frederick Buechner, who has a wonderful quotation about God's calling. And he writes this: "The place where God calls us is the place where our deep gladness and the world's deep hunger meet." Now that can sound kind of daunting, what is the world's deep hunger? What is our deep gladness? So let me try to illustrate this with a personal story. And it takes place in these halls. It's here where I found deep gladness, just down the hall a little bit in room 117, where I had freshman English and sophomore religion, and in room 113, where I had scripture and then senior religion, and of course in room 114, where I reported almost every day after school for speech and debate practice with the legendary Brother George Zenley, and all those Marianists who influenced me. And I found here that I was deeply happy, deeply glad. And that's when I began thinking about, well, maybe I could do for future generations what the Marianists that I knew had done for me. And I think that was the beginning of my vocation as a Marianist religious. You see, I had found my deep gladness here, and I know there was a deep hunger, a thirst for education, for knowledge, and more importantly, a hunger to be known and loved. And that's precisely how I felt here in this school. That's precisely how I felt because of the Marianist priests and brothers whom I met. When I was thinking about becoming a brother, I finally plucked up the courage to float out the idea to my mom first. And I said, "Mom, I have something to tell you." And without skipping a beat, she said, "Oh, I know, you want to be a brother." And I was slack-jawed. "How did you know?" She said, "Well, Stephen, it's perfectly obvious. You're happiest when you're there." And it was true then, and it's true now. I have found my deep gladness here, and it is a way for me to meet the deep hunger of the world. So if you're still thinking about what you want to do in life, if you're still at that point in your life discerning, I could offer you no better advice than Frederick Buechner's. The place where God calls us to is the place where my deep gladness and the world's deep hunger meet. And if you've already found your vocation in life, as I have, let's all commit to praying for those during this National Vocations Awareness Week who are still discerning where God is calling them. Thanks so much for listening, and God bless.